pray that the lesson at hand go out in the spirit of Yah, and Yah, through Yahushua HaMashiach, being the lesson. Right now we're going to talk about understanding dreams and visions. So that's what the lesson is going to be about, the history of dreams and visions, and understanding how to understand dreams and visions in the Bible, and why do you have dreams and visions from the Most High? What are you trying to tell you? What are you trying to do? All right. So we're going to start in Job chapter 33, verse 14 to 30. Job chapter 33. (14 to 30). And it reads in Job chapter 33, 14 to 30. For Yah speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceive it not. Because a lot of times, people want this grand thing. They want, the Most High to set up a firework in the sky, in the sky with their name in it and a sentence written out. Bobby, go down this way and do this and whatnot, when they're not understanding that how the Most High will deal with them according to His ways. And He mainly deals with us a lot of the times through dreams and visions. And if we don't slow down and understand this and take time to hear this out, and if we overlook this, we're going to miss the point. For Yah speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceive it not, because their minds are busy trying to interpret things their own way and overlooking it. In a dream, in a vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, in slumber upon the bed. So you can easily just quickly read over this and miss a whole lot of things because you're quickly reading over things. In verse 15 it says He comes to you when you're in deep sleep, when you're tired, when you're at your most vulnerable. So when you're at your most vulnerable, that's when He's coming to you. And when He comes to you when you're at your most vulnerable, what will He find? Will He find that you're dreaming about lust? Will He find that you're dreaming about greed? What will He come and find when He come and meet you when you're at your lowest? And we're going to talk about that when Yahushua HaMashiach was in the wilderness, when He was at His lowest, when He was tired, when He was slumbered. What did Yah find in Yahushua? In a dream, in a vision of night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, in slumbering upon the bed, then He opened the ears of man, and sealeth their instruction, that He may withdraw man from his purpose. And this is meaning when He withdraw man from his purpose, meaning your own desire, what you want to do in life, what you are directing yourself. Because the Most High has a purpose for you, and you must put your purpose of your desires at bay when the Most High has purpose for you. He opened the ears of man and sealeth their instructions, that He may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit. And all this is starting what? From a simple dream. And his life from perishing by the sword. So the Most High is coming to communion with you to get you on the right path, because your life is going off of the path in these particular aspects. And a lot of people are not picking up on dreams, and they're continuously doing the same thing over and over when the Most High is warning them. And because the Most High didn't come to us in a spectacular way, some angel came to us, or somebody came to us and told us this, and this, when the Most High has spoken to you multiple times in your dream. 19, He is chastened also with pain upon his bed, and multitude of his bones with strong pain, so that his life abhorred bread, and his soul deity meat. goodly meats. His flesh is consumed away, that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. Yea, his soul draweth near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyer. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show unto man his uprightness, then he is gracious unto him, and saith, Deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom in him. His flesh shall be fresher than a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. And where did all this start from? The Most High enter into communion with you in your dream state, when you're at your weakest. So these are good things that you must be aware of when you're in this state, to take what the Most High has given to you, to do the things that will keep you from the pit, to do the things that will refresh you. 26. He shall pray unto Yah, and he will be favorable unto him, and he shall see his face with joy, for he will render unto man his righteousness. He that looketh upon man, and if any say, I have sinned, and prevented that which was right, and it profited me not, he will deliver his soul from going into the pit, and his life shall see the light. Lo, all these things worketh Yah, oftentimes with man, to bring back the soul from the pit, to be enlightened with the light of the living. And all this particular stuff started from the Most High comes and visited us in dreams, in visions, once or twice. And people are keep looking for signs and wonders when the Most High has given it to you. Now we're going to go to Numbers chapter 12, 4 to 6. We're establishing how the Most High uses this verse and the importance of understanding this, because a lot of people, they'll wake up from a dream and that'll be it. They don't take no effort on thinking on it, on meditating, and then if you don't meditate on this quickly, it'll go away as quickly as it came. Numbers chapter 12, 4 to 6. Numbers 12, 4 to 6. And Yah spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out, and El came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, this is a high person, a prophet, I, El, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. So Yah is continuously setting the precedent. This is how I mainly speak to you. If you're not taking heed to this, you're missing key things in your life. If you're just waking up from a dream and you're not meditating on it, again, it's quickly going to leave. Satan is quickly going to come into your life, and the TV going to go off, the alarm going to go off, somebody going to call you, and that dream is going to be a figment of your imagination that you can't even remember anymore. So Yah in verse 6 is making it clear, this is how I speak to them. I, Yah, will make myself known unto them. He will make himself known unto you, unto him in a vision, and I will speak unto him in a dream, just like we read in Job 33. Now we're going to go to Proverbs 6, verse 20 to 24.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6, Proverbs chapter 6, 20 to 24. Verse 20. in Proverbs 6, my son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, tie them about thy neck. So right here is saying while you are up in conscience, this is something that you have to do to prepare yourself for something. It's going to tell you in a second. That while you're up and awake, you need to be meditating on the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You need to be meditating on His ways. You need to be meditating on His path for you while you're up. So when slumber comes, you are guarded up. You can be prepared. If you're not studying while your eyes are open, while you're up, you're not going to be prepared for your soul when slumber comes at night in dreams. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. A lot of people, they're having these nightmares and all this stuff and getting caught up in terrible dreams is because they're not finding the law and the commandments on their heart and their mind and their soul while they're up. And when they sleep, you're not suitable for the dream world. Satan is going to ravage you. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. So when it's awake, the Ruach HaKodesh, if you're submitting yourself to the Most High, is going to speak to you. Don't do this. Do this. Think about this. A verse or a chapter might pop up in your mind. For the commandment is a lamp, even when you're sleeping. If you're really into the Word, it's going to be a lamp as you lay your head down. It's going to be a protection. And the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the ways of life, to keep thee, and this is to 24, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. How many people have issues with lust dreams? As soon as you close your eyes, here comes a night of lustful thinking, lustful dreaming. That's it. And when you're sinning in your dream state, you're still sinning. That's because it's in your heart. And if it's in your heart, it's going to manifest in the dream world. And if you're not girded up with the law, statutes, and commandments as you should be, Satan is going to have Satan's way with you in your dream world. Satan will put lustful acts. You know, you could be, dreams can go any type of way, man. You can be fornicating with a car. You can be fornicating with some strippers. You can be fornicating with different sex animals. The dream world is this imagination gone wild. And if your heart and soul is not suited in the law, statutes, and commandments, a lot of people wake up from their dreams ashamed because of what they have done in their dreams. And you couldn't have any power in the dream too, because you couldn't stop it. You couldn't call on the name of Yah through Yahushua HaMashiach. It was just Satan taking advantage of you, because while you're up, you're not seeking His word, and it's causing you to err in your dreams. And just because it's in the dream world, don't mean you're not sinning. You're sinning in the dream world. Okay, now we're going to go to and to elaborate on the verse 24, to keep thee from the strange woman, with flatter her lips, and that wicked, lustful beaming gonna come in your dream. That go for male or female. We're gonna go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 27 and 28. Because people even have, they call them wet dreams, lucid dreams. Women and males wake up and they have a discharge from their private regions. Why is that? That's because you're in the dream world doing things that you ought not to be doing. And you had no power to stop that. And we're going to see how this continues on this in Matthew chapter 5, 27 to 28. This is why when we're up like this right now, we have to be careful what we look at. We have to understand what we look at. When we see things that are hyperly sexual in the world, how are we looking at this? Are we looking at it from, oh man, I like that, I want to be a part of that, or it's like that, that's of the world. The Most High told me to stay away from these things. It's two ways to look at things, because the Most High see every perverse thing anybody do. If you up in there having bestiality, if you up in there committing homosexuality, if you up in there stealing, he sees all that. But how is he looking at it? He's looking at it, that's unrighteous. That's not righteous. He's not looking at that, ooh, I want some of that. You know, I want some of that fornication. And a lot of times when we're parted away from the law, statutes, and commandments, we don't have the pure eyes to look at things and justly discern it. 27 to 28. This is Yahushua HaMashiach. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old that thou shalt not commit adultery. So at this particular time, in the time of Moses, it was the law, and this law is still active. You know, you don't go into another man's wife. You don't go fornicate, commit adultery with another man's wife, another married woman. But Yahushua HaMashiach is taking it farther, because he knows just because you didn't commit adultery with that woman in the flesh don't mean you didn't do it when you went to sleep. That you didn't fantasize about her, that you didn't have these lustful visions of her. 28. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart. How many people have committed adultery with a married woman in their dream? Insatiable appetites. Just because you don't play it out in the physical don't mean you're not going to play it out in the spirit world. And what is that? That is adultery. When you are having sex with another man's wife in the spirit world, you have committed adultery. You need to repent from that. When you have sex in the spirit world, fornication in the spirit world, that just don't go away. That's something you need to wake up and repent for. Whatever you're doing in there, murder, stealing, lying, whatever it is, that's something you need to repent of also, because why? It's in your heart. Now we're going to go to Habakkuk chapter 2, 1 to 3. Matthew 5, that was just elaborating on the 24th verse of Proverbs 6. It's talking about the wicked woman and this wickedness that'll come lay with you at night. You know, whatever it might be, lust, greed, gluttony, you know. Habakkuk, and that is next to Haggai and Nahum. It's the fifth book, the fifth last book of the Old Testament. Habakkuk chapter 2. If everybody found it. Habakkuk chapter 2. So now we're going to continue some understanding dreams. What do you need to do when you have dreams? These are things that you need to do when you have dreams. Because why are dreams important again? Because Yah has made it clear. If I speak to somebody, I'm speaking to you in a dream. It's not always going to be you sitting down and the Most High telling you something. The vast majority of the time, He's speaking to you in a dream. So what do you need to do when He's speaking to you? Ronnie, you was able to find it? Yeah, it's Haggai, and then Zephaniah and Haggai. Habakkuk, I mean. So you find it? Alright. It says Habakkuk chapter 2, 1 to 3. This is what you need to do when you're having dreams. I will stand up my watch and set up upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. What does it say in Proverbs? The law is for reproof, for correction, even in your dreams. And El answered me and said, this is what the Most High said to Habakkuk. So if the Most High said this to Habakkuk, what should you do in these situations? Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So he is telling Habakkuk, hey, make sure you write this down. This is a prophet right here. This is a man of the Most High who's on good standing with the Most High, and the Most High is telling him, write this down so you don't even forget it. A prophet, if a prophet can't forget, we that are not in this state of a prophet need to make sure, well, if they'll forget, I'll forget too. So I need to get me a journal and start writing down my dreams, because the Most High is trying to talk to me. So now we're going to go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. We can all see the future in our lives if we look the right way. You know, a dream is for something that is coming to be, or a warning. So if we take heed to this, we're going to be more equipped to see, to avoid things that are coming in the future. This is Daniel's chapter 7, verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. So Daniel, a huge end-time prophecy giver, even he had to write down his dreams to make sure that he can meditate and think on them. And Daniel's between Hosea and Ezekiel. It's right after Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 1. So we have another witness. The scripture says, by two witnesses let everything be established. You have two witnesses being moved to write down their dreams. Why is that? Because you have important things in your dreams. And if you are not writing down your dreams, you are missing things. The Most High might be trying to warn you of something. The Most High might be trying to prepare you for something. And if you're not writing down your dreams, they're just your dreams are worthless at that point. They just come and go. But the Most High, when judgment comes for you, you're going to say, when did you warn me, Yah? And just like in Job 33, he says, does not the Most High come once, twice in a man's dream? So he's already warning you, but you're not taking heed to the warning. And what will lay at that will be destruction. Now we're going to go on the last part of this is Acts chapter 2. Dreams and writing dreams down are very important for your own personal safety. Acts chapter 2, 16 to 18. Now this is right after Pentecost, when the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, came upon these brethren and sisters in the house. And after the Ruach HaKodesh came down, some other stuff is mentioned in this too, in verse 16 to 18. But this is which was spoken by the prophet Joel. So this is a prophecy. And it shall come to pass in the last days, said Yah, I will pour out my spirit, my Ruach, upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. And your young man shall see visions. And your old man shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaids will I pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. What's one step that needs to be helping and helping in the prophecy being poured out? Is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments and writing them down, writing the dreams down so you don't forget it. Satan will come and give you some other stuff to keep your mind busy on other things if you're not writing them down. And in the last part of 17 it says, and your young man shall see visions, and your old man shall dream dreams. Okay, so these are very important things. The dream world, the spirit world is nothing just to look, just to think for a moment on. It's important things in the dream world. Very important. Now we're going to talk about how dreams affected the world, how it affected prophecy, how it foretold prophecy, how it set up many times the Hebrew Israelites and the world to get in position that, hey, this is what's coming. And it was all from dreams. It was no, the Most High wrote with his finger in the sky, on the moon, this is what I'm going to do. It was all from dreams. Dreams are very important. Now we're going to start in Genesis 20, 1 to 11. Genesis 20, 1 to 11. To 11. Now this is just the warm up to the prophecies of this, because I thought this was interesting as well. And like the scripture says, if you lust after a woman, you have already committed adultery with her and all this stuff. But this is I started on this just to start on this, nevertheless. And verse 1 to 11. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kesha and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Amalek king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But Yah came to Amalek in a dream by night. So not only is he coming to his prophets, not only is coming to his anointed people, he's also coming to other nations of people and even their kings to tell them something. But Yah came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man. Woo! So he has a dream that Yah is threatening him. You gonna die, king, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. So the Most High checked him in his dream about getting ready to commit adultery with another man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Elohim, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister, and she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of mine heart and innocence of mine hands have I done this. And Yah said unto him in a dream, yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thine heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are in thine. Therefore Amalek rose early in the morning. This is after a dream that's going on his bed, and called all his servants, and told all those things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Then Amalek called Abraham, and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me, thou art not to be done. And Amalek said unto Abraham, what sawest thou, and that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of Yah is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. So Abraham was trying to play it safe. even though he was not lying, because technically his wife was his sister too. You know, saying at that particular time, the generations of the planet were still small, so it was just a lot of kin people who were marrying each other at that particular time. But the point here is about how the king was met in a dream about adultery. Okay, now moving on, Genesis 37. Now we're going to go more so on the world and how it affected the world. 37, 1 to 11. And Jacob dwelt in the land. It says Genesis 37, 1 to 11. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For, behold, we were bidding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obstinance of to my sheep. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us? So Joseph is having a dream that he will be above all his brothers. He will have dominionship above them, and he's expressing this with his brethren. Shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dream and for his words. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obstinance to me, and that means 9-1, bowed down. So he's saying the sun and the moon bowed down to me. And he told it to his father and to his brother, and his father rebuked him. So he's getting rebuked from a dream that the Most High gave him, because the Most High is telling him, everybody's going to be into subjection unto you, Joseph. And he said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brother indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same. You see what's going on here? And this was a building up to what this dream was going to be fulfilled. All of earth bowed down to Joseph, and we're going to see how that played down. Even the father and his 11 brothers. Now we're going to go to Genesis 41, 1 to 8. Genesis 41, 1 to 8. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. So again, this world event is starting by a dream. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kin and fat flesh, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kin came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean flesh, and stood by the other kin upon the brink of the river. So one calf was basically fat and well fed, and they had another calf that was very skinny and very ill nourished. 4. And the ill favored and the lean fleshed kin did eat up the 7 well favored and fat kin. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed the second time another dream. And you gotta understand, Pharaoh ruled the whole planet Earth at this particular time. Well, not at this particular time. He was a very powerful nation at this particular time. And behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good. And behold, 7 thine ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them, and the 7 thine ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh. So this dream discomforted Pharaoh so much that he needed to understand this dream. He sought for his magicians to interpret this dream. But if you read even more of this, the Pharaoh's interpreters couldn't do anything. They couldn't tell him what was going on. So Joseph was a slave, a servant in Egypt. He wound up getting in trouble by lies and got put in prison. And somebody remembered that he could interpret dreams. So now we're going to go to Genesis 41:37 on down. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh. So Joseph has already interpreted the dream to Pharaoh, and it was about they would have 7 years of plenty food, and for 7 years it would be a famine on the whole planet Earth. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man whom the Spirit of Yah is? The Spirit of Yah is. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as Yah hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all thy people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it on upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a crown, a gold chain about his neck, and made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, bowed the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt, which at this particular time Egypt ruled the whole planet Earth, because there was a great famine. And just like the dream fulfilled, that it started from a dream Joseph had, that everybody was going to bow before him, and lo and behold, right here, everybody is beginning to bow before him. And if you read later on, Joseph's brothers and everybody came, and they did actually bow to him. But all these world events started from dreams. They didn't start from the Most High writing something in the sky and doing all this other stuff. It started from a dream. This is how powerful and important dreams are. And to continue on this, we're going to go to Daniel chapter 2, 46. Daniel chapter 2, 1 to 30. Daniel chapter 2, 1 to 30. You're going to the dream world of
Chapter 2?
Yeah, chapter 2, 1 to 30. And this is Daniel chapter 2, 1 to 30. Continuous on this, on the dream world. Continues. This is how the Most High operates. And in the 2nd year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep breaketh forth. Then the king commanded a call the magicians, and the astrologers, and the sorcerers, and the Chaldeans, for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king. Look how important. King Nebuchadnezzar was ruling the whole planet Earth at this particular time. And these dreams were so important that he got his whole team of magicians, sorcerers, warlocks, and all of them to help him. So these are important things going on here. And this is how we need to be in our own personal life. What are we doing to remember the dreams that the Most High is giving us? If it's this important to Nebuchadnezzar, why is it important to you to remember your dreams? When the Most High has made it clear, this is how I speak to you. When you slumber and sleep, I'm going to give you dreams and visions. 3. And the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Sarak, O king, live forever. Thy servants the dream. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show thee the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, The thing is gone from me. Why is the thing gone from Nebuchadnezzar? Because he didn't write the dream down. He doesn't know he had a bad dream. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. They answered again and said, Let the king tell his servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation of it. The king answered and said, I know of a certainty that ye would again the time, because ye see things is gone from me. He don't remember the dream no more like that no more. He just remembered the pain and the fear that he felt with these dreams he got from the Most High. 19, but if ye will not make known unto me the dream, there is but one decree for you, for ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me. So the king knew they was about to run game on him. You about to tell, just like these fortune tellers. You be like, go to the fortune teller, I had this dream. Yeah, give me $100, I'll tell you a dream. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna tell you nothing because the spirit of Yah is not in them, so they cannot give the interpretation of the dreams. These are how important dreams are. But if tell the time be changed, therefore tell me the dream, and I will know, and I shall know that ye can show me the interpretation thereof. The Chaldeans answered before the king and said, There is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matters thereof. There is no king, master, nor ruler that acts such things at any magician, or astrologer, or Chaldeans. They're telling the king, you want us to interpret your dream and give you a dream? This is ridiculous. You're being unreasonable. There's no king or ruler on the planet Earth that acts such things. Because why? They don't possess the power to answer, to have the answer to such things. And it is a rare thing that the king required. And there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. For, talking about the spirit realm, for this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men in Babylon. Now, everybody is about to die because of a dream. Why aren't you taking your dreams important? If all these magicians and sorcerers and Chaldeans and all these people are about to die for dreams, and we have dreams all the time, but we're not taking no due diligence to write them down, to note them, to think about them, to meditate on them, to fast on it, to pray on it. But he's about to kill every magician in Babylon just because on the fact of dreams. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise man should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arach, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arach, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arach made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would show the king the interpretation. Why was Daniel so confident that he could go to this king that was about to kill everybody who couldn't properly tell the dream and interpret the king? Why? Because he had the power of Yah. The law and commandments was a lamp into his life, so he did not fear this stuff. This was a small thing to Daniel because he was in the Word, he was in the truth, he was in the Spirit of the Most High through Christ. So he was blessed with these things. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah his companions, that they would desire mercies of Yah of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. So again, what happened here? Did the Most High come to Daniel when they prayed and fasted and just told him what happened? Daniel put his head on that bed, and what happened? The vision, and it was revealed to him. Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yah forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge unto them that knoweth understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O Yah of my fathers, who hath given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Therefore Daniel went in unto Arach, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I will show unto thee, king, the interpretation. Then Arach brought in Daniel before the king in haste, and said unto him, I have found a man of the captives of Judah, that will make known unto the king the interpretation. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was, they gave him a name, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen, and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise man, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king? He's being a little, you're like, why your wise man can't answer these questions? But there is a Yah in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream, and the visions of thine head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came in thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. Okay? And this will be into 30. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thine heart. So Daniel's still not being proud here. He say, hey man, this stuff that I'm giving is from the Most High. All glory to the Most High to help you interpret this dream. Now we're gonna go to Daniel chapter 2, verse 46. And after Daniel was and his brethren was the only ones who got this answer and the revelation of what was going on. This is what the Most High did unto David. So Daniel was in a low state in Babylon, but he prophesied an end time matter of Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom, and Nebuchadnezzar rewarded Daniel just like Joseph was rewarded by Pharaoh with that end time prophecy in Egypt. Verse 46. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel. Now, we just got finished reading that Daniel and his brethren, they were captives. They were slaves in Babylon at this particular time. They went from slaves to Nebuchadnezzar bowing at their feet. Why? That was because the Most High gave them the power to interpret the dreams. See the importance of dreams? If the Most High could make a king bow to a quote-unquote servant based on a dream, how important are your dreams? Are there something that you should wake up from and just not think about anymore? Is there something that you shouldn't have a notepad and a pen next to your bed writing your dreams down as soon as you wake up? Are they not important? Because it was important to Nebuchadnezzar, so important that he bowed down to a servant, quote-unquote. Then the king, Nebuchadnezzar, fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer oblation and sweet odors unto him. And the king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your Yah is a Yah of gods, and the master of kings, and a ruler of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach and Azariah, these are the Babylonian names that they gave him, and over the affairs of the province of Babylon, but Daniel sat in the gate of the king. So look at this. Daniel is basically big time now in Babylon, and he is uplifted by the king that the Most High terrorized with dreams. So dreams are very important. These are big things, and the prophecy that Daniel revealed to Nebuchadnezzar at this point was his kingdom falling out of his hands. And now we're going to go in the book of Daniel is basically the dream book of the Bible. It says it's all about dreams, all the prophecies about dreams, getting them interpreted over and over, many dreams, and they're end time prophecies here. Now we're going to go to Daniel chapter 5. Daniel chapter 5, 13 to 16. This is Daniel chapter 5, 13 to 16. Then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that Daniel, which are of the children of the captive of Judah? Now this is Nebuchadnezzar's son, Belshazzar, and this is what he's going to. This is what the Most High has put on his spirit to have something be hard of understanding. And Daniel, being of old age, is going to interpret a matter of him. Then Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that king Daniel, which are the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee. See, Daniel's acts that the Most High allowed him to experience through him are renowned. They even went past the depth of Nebuchadnezzar at this point in time. And Daniel is still a prominent figure in Babylon at this particular time. I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee. And we understand that is the spirit of Yah that is in him. And that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not show the interpretation of things, because the Most High had a writing on the wall at a banquet at this person's get together that no interpreter could understand. So they called and found Daniel. And I have 16, and I have heard of thee, that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and thou shalt be third ruler in the kingdom of Babylon. So at this particular time, Daniel is still big time in Babylon. He's one of the chief governors here at this particular time, that Nebuchadnezzar has already made him, and Nebuchadnezzar has already given him gifts and blessings. Now Nebuchadnezzar's son is saying, hey, if you interpret this for me, I'll make you third in rulership of Babylon, and I'll clothe you in scarlet and chains of gold. And now we're going to go to he interpreted the dream. Now we're going to go to the end part of this, is verse 29. So after Daniel interpreted the writing that nobody in Babylon